appreciate that you love me and support me enough to come and listen again. So thank you for that. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Julianne Griffin. I am a peer support specialist and the founder of Blank Space Recovery, where I offer personalized recovery mentoring services. I also created and founded Swift Steps, a unique recovery community that blends support with a shared love for Taylor Swift's music. And that's what brought me here today. I grew up as the child of two heroin addicts. You can imagine what that looked like. My mom was physically there, but emotionally she was checked out. And my dad was out on the streets strung out. So I became mom in a lot of ways. But what stands out most from those years is watching my mother make choices that absolutely terrified me. Choices that were illegal, unethical, or just plain wrong. I promised myself I would never become her. But no matter how hard I tried to avoid it, addiction still found its way into my life. At 15, I moved out of my mom's house. When my mom finally left my abusive stepfather, I moved back to help her. I even signed a lease to a new home, trying to give our family some kind of stability. But by the age of 20, after some more family chaos, I took my name off of that lease and I moved out again. I thought I had finally taken control over my life. I had a stable job as a correctional officer and was in a serious, committed relationship with my high school boyfriend. But after we broke up, I fell into a relationship with a man who became my abuser. For 2 years, I endured every kind of abuse imaginable. He stripped away my confidence, my sense of self, my hope, any sense of hope. Once again, I found myself just like my mother. But I left him, and that's when I met Jack. Jack was everything my past wasn't. He was kind, balanced, and the only man who had never wanted anything from me. I married him quickly, finding safety and stability. Finding the safety and stability that I had really always craved. Despite my efforts to avoid addiction, it crept into my life in a way that I really never saw coming. I didn't touch drugs until I was 27, and it started in a doctor's office. I was prescribed pills, and that's where my addiction began. Just 5 months into my marriage, my brand new marriage, I was hooked, and the chaos that followed was overwhelming. But my husband Jack stood by me. He supported me through treatment, and we remained married. But the chaos went on for 5 years. There were car accidents, a DUI, 4 flat tires because I drove the wrong way over spikes in a parking lot. There were hallucinations, embarrassments, slurred words, and he just didn't know what to do with me, to be quite honest. He didn't know, he couldn't control what I was doing, but he also couldn't get through to me. He was just like at a loss. It wasn't till I was given the option to go to rehab to save my job that I finally accepted help. And I only accepted that help because I needed money to buy drugs. And I needed my job to make money to buy those drugs. So I planned to go to rehab and just hide my addiction better when I got out. But something shifted while I was there. I had an incredible one-on-one therapist, a chronic pain group that really understood what it was like to be in pain but not be able to take medications to treat it. And more than anything, I connected with women that I hadn't, in a way that I hadn't in so long, because I had lost my little sister, who was my absolute best friend, to my addiction. You know, because of our childhood, she just had to shut off at a certain point to protect herself. And so that was the most important relationship to me, and I lost that. And so connecting with women in that way again just gave me like some hope. I laughed a lot, and often at my own expense, and even at my addiction, something I just really could never do before. I was forgiving myself and letting go of the shame that I had spent years avoiding. Letting go of the shame. I had spent years avoiding the label of addict because I didn't want to be like my mom. But drugs really took my life into an unmanageable level and nearly killed me. And I had no choice but to face the truth. And my journey was not linear. I relapsed many, many, many times before I ever went into treatment. I tried to do it on my own lots of times and failed. I leaned on maintenance medications. I tried outpatient programs, harm reduction tools, and I really thought that like formal treatment was like not for me. Like it was just not going to help me. I knew what I needed to do. I just needed to do it. Didn't need to go to treatment. Um, but like what I said, like I really needed, and what saved me was connection, like genuine human connection. It wasn't until I surrounded myself with compassionate people that really understood my struggles that I could find that I could really finally shed the weight of shame and grow beyond my challenges. But even after entering recovery, I wasn't free from emotional hurdles. I used avoidant behaviors, staying busy with dieting and shopping, cleaning, obsessing to dodge my feelings. I wasn't happy in my marriage. I had everything that people like us don't get back. People like us don't usually get back after destroying their lives. And I still wasn't happy. And I stayed for far too long. And leaving my marriage was a pivotal point. I got back into therapy and I started Swift Steps. And it wasn't until it wasn't until I was in therapy, confronting unhealthy patterns, addressing disordered eating, and facing my struggles with emotional processing and BPD, that I truly felt like I was starting my recovery journey all over again. Like it was all brand new. And using Taylor Swift's lyrics as a sort of journal prompt has been a tool of self-reflection for me. It's been a way to really explore like honesty and healing. And I learned to stop censoring myself and to embrace imperfection and just try to be unapologetically me. Mentally and emotionally, I am in a much better place today. I still have my struggles. Recovery is a journey. It's not a destination. But the biggest thing is I'm not weighed down by shame anymore. My support system, especially the Swift Steps community, has been absolutely crucial to my new like recovery journey. Swift Steps is it's a space where I can be myself. I can share my story and connect with others who understand me. And the connections that I've made have been truly life changing, reminding me every day that I'm not alone on this journey. And when I say they're life changing, I mean that. Someone that I met through this group is here with me today, supporting me and figuring out the Zoom and all that stuff that I don't know what I'm doing. And she's like every time I'm like having a little panic attack, she's right behind me, like, you know, helping me figure it out. And the connections are life changing. Sorry, I lost my spot because I got a little excited about my friend who's here with me today. She's just been so wonderful. Okay, so recovery is ongoing, and I still face challenges, and I'm constantly working on being present. That one's really hard. Accepting my emotions and letting go of the need to fix everything and people please. But I'm committed to the journey, and I know that with the support that I have, I can keep moving forward. And Taylor's music has been a guiding force throughout my recovery, obviously. And when 1989 came out, it literally helped pull me out of bed. Like when days when I didn't have drugs and I was having withdrawal effects and I needed to go to work because I didn't have another day that I could call out on the books because I had already used them all. That album would help me get out of bed and put a pep in my step, like, to get to work. It was so helpful. It really helped me when I felt like I couldn't go on. In 2024, I took a leap of faith and launched Swift Steps. And the idea was really simple, but for me, it was revolutionary. Use Taylor Swift's music as the foundation for connection, self-discovery, recovery, and healing. Our community is grounded in the belief that there's no one-size-fits-all for approach to recovery. We embrace all pathways, whether it's harm reduction, 12-step programs, therapy, or something entirely different. We support it all. Abstinence is not required. Belief in a higher power isn't mandatory, and there are no rigid steps to follow. Our motto is karma's our higher power, and we're team whatever works for you. We lead with kindness, compassion, and empathy. Today, my life looks very different. I've built a daily routine that centers around self-care, connection, and honesty. And my life is no longer about escaping pain. It's about embracing each day with hope. Every Monday, I attend a Swift Steps women's meeting. Every Tuesday, I listen to fellow Swifties share their recovery stories at our Speak Now meeting. On Thursdays, I check in with our Out of the Woods members, and every Saturday morning, we break down a Taylor Swift song through the lens of mental health, addiction, recovery, and then we spin a wheel and we find out what song we're gonna break down the following week. And, you know, it's been such a journey doing that, especially with the Tortured Poets department. It's helped me process a lot of things in real time with the group that I might not have had I not explored it through Taylor Swift songs. We have monthly, missed the Sunday. Sunday, it's giving gratitude meeting. We talk about gratitude, or, we bitch about what we're not grateful for. Because sometimes, we don't have anything or we can't find anything, and that's okay, and it's okay to admit that. We have monthly craft nights, and we have a bi-weekly book club that we just started where we dive into recovery, self-help, and quit lit together. And I prioritize self-care with therapy, the right mental health medications, meditation, and every day there's 25 to 30 active people in our chat, and there is a Facebook group of over 1,400 people to lean on for support. My recovery is the strongest it's ever been, and this is the hardest that I've ever worked on it. So if you or someone you know is navigating addiction, mental health challenges, or simply looking for a supportive community, Swift Steps is here for you. Share your story, join us, help us spread the word. Together we can show the world that healing can be as unique and beautiful as the songs that inspire it. I really want to thank you all for being here today, and I want to thank Taylor for being such a huge part of my recovery. Her music has been the soundtrack to my healing the last year, and I'm really grateful for everyone and anyone who has supported me along the way. Thank you.